thanks. Maybe. This isn't gonna end well.
Don't regret the bet. For tips that will help you play it smart, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board.
The Upper Peninsula's new CBS station, WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. Coming up tonight on your WZMQ 19 news. There's been another conviction in the case of Marquette teenager Jordan DeMay's death. We will have the details on that. Plus, we will have more details on the leaked military text messages from top White House officials who were live in Washington, D.C. And later, we'll have a recap of the progress being made in the first 3 months of the Michigan House of Representatives. Your 19 News at 11 or 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Hello, everyone. I'm meteorologist Tom DeVecchio, and we're looking at some increasing clouds for tonight. Looks like things will stay on the dry side. Nice light winds, too. Temperatures cold but not frigid, dropping into the mid-20s by later on the night and into the daybreak hours. And looking at cloudy conditions, pretty tranquil for you. Not bad for the morning. Things could change, though, for Friday afternoon into the weekend. We'll have more on that coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Another defendant involved in the sextortion plot that caused the death of a UP teenager has been convicted. Kendall London Jr. of Georgia pleaded guilty in federal court yesterday to money laundering for Nigerian sex extortionists Samuel and Samson Ogeshi. London faces up to 20 years in prison for his role in the sextortion scheme that led to the suicide of 17-year-old Jordan DeMay from Marquette. An indictment against London Jr. and 4 other co-defendants, all from the United States, says the group laundered money for the Nigerian nationals who targeted teens on social media and attempted to blackmail them. The remaining 3 co-defendants in the case, Georgia residents Jonathan Green, Jarrell Williams, and Brian Coldman Jr., are scheduled for change of plea hearings in the coming days. Sentencing for London is set for July 21st. Just days before a reporter was accidentally included in a Signal group chat with top security leaders about an attack on Yemen rebels. NPR claims the Pentagon sent a mass advisory warning against using the Signal app even for unclassified information. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp joins us now live. Rachel, good evening. What can you tell us?
Well, good evening, Kevin. So we reached out to the Pentagon asking about the memo's authenticity, but they did not get back to us. Now, according to this NPR report, a vulnerability has been identified in that app, and it's made the app a high value target to intercept sensitive information. Now, this is all part of the scandal, what's being known down here as Signalgate, which involves some top-level national security leaders and their handling of a sensitive information in a group chat. According to NPR, a Pentagon-wide memo went out airing the concerns about using the Signal app, claiming Russian hacking groups are using features to spy on encrypted conversations. The memo goes on to say the hacking groups embed malicious QR codes in phishing pages or conceal them in group invite links, which helps them gain access via the malicious code, allowing them to view every message sent by the unwitting user in real time, bypassing the end-to-end encryption. The memo also writes, third-party messaging apps like Signal are permitted by policy for unclassified accountability recall exercises, but are not approved to process or store non-public unclassified information.
WhatsApp has been cracked by the likes of China or Russia, whereas Signal is less common for us to hear about these things.
In our conversation with the Cornell University assistant professor, he says the weakness is on the phone itself.
Let's say there's malware on your phone. That malware could read what's going on in that encrypted app.
While it's not uncommon for government employees to use apps like Signal, Democrats are concerned over the administration's use of the app in discussing highly sensitive information.
If someone had intercepted something off an unclassified phone, which happens all the time, and given it to the Houthis, to the Iranian sponsors, they would have had the time of the attack and the method of the attack and could try and thwart it. The clear indication to me that if someone had intercepted this, God forbid, that our sailors, our airmen, our U.S. forces in general involved in this operation would be at risk.
And Kevin, the National Security Advisor Mike Waltz is claiming responsibility for adding the journalist to that group chat. But some congressional leaders, they want some accountability. We're hearing that some of them are looking for investigations, maybe even resignations or firings of some of those people involved in the group chat, including people like Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and Mike Waltz. Kevin, back to you.
Rachel, thank you very much. Michigan's legislature is coming to the end of its first 3 months of work. As lawmakers prepare for a 2-week break, committees are tying up loose ends on legislation surrounding roads, education, and budget transparency. To kick off the year, lawmakers passed a new minimum wage law, began work on a new roads plan, and focused on ways to create more accountability and transparency as they start work on the budget. As they leave for break, the Education Committee is focused on finding the best solutions to raise test scores and help Michigan students.
This is how do we do new things to solve these problems in a bipartisan way to help improve our schools and their performance. And you see these bills rolling through the House with huge bipartisan support.
We'll have more about the work in Michigan's legislature from the Speaker of the House tonight at 11:10 Central. Your first warning weather forecast coming up after the break. We'll hear more about concerns regarding cuts to the Department of Veterans Affairs. And later, there's been a rise of colon cancer diagnoses in younger Americans. We'll go over the latest data. We're back in 2 minutes.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Hey, there he is. Let's do this.
Lease a new Tundra from $449 a month or get 2.99 APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
Automakers never stop thinking about your safety. When they discover a safety defect, they issue a safety recall and cover the cost of repairs. It doesn't matter how old your vehicle is or if you're not the original owner. All you need to do is bring it in. Do your part by checking for safety recalls at checktoprotect.org.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Hey, there he is. Let's do this.
Lease a gas-powered RAV4 for $339 a month or get 4.99 APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
At Shunk's Clearance Center, you get name brand furniture at discount prices, and you get 12 months to pay with no interest on everything. This recliner is just $299. You get 12 months to pay. That's only $25 a month. Get a nice double reclining sofa like this for just $59 a month, 0% interest. Get 12 months to pay on dining room, and get 12 months to pay on quality bedroom furniture. Even close-out mattresses, a nice full-size mattress is only $13 a month, 0% interest. Shop Shunks today.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
We have a variety of weather that's going to affect the UP and the Marquette area beginning tomorrow and going right on through the weekend here. So Friday, I mean, it's interesting. Look at these high temperatures, all 3 days hovering around that freezing mark. And when that happens at this time of year, you can get a variety, maybe some freezing rain, sleet. For tomorrow, looks like it'll start as rain, then quickly go to a mix of sleet, freezing rain, and some snow rain mix, a kind of a wintry mix as we call it there. Could cause some slipperiness on the roadways. Better chances appear to be Friday night. Saturday could be very icy at the start of the day. Not much more precipitation. We get a lull, and then mainly snow comes in for Saturday night and into Sunday. We got a bit of everything except sunshine and warm temperatures. Winds will be shifting toward the east. That's usually indicative of some precipitation that will be coming in. On the good side, not a lot of wind. That will pick up a bit during the afternoon and the evening, but it's really the precipitation and the ice that we're most concerned about, at least in the immediate future, and then snow on later in the weekend. So we're going through tonight. You can see the clouds thickening up here. No problems for your traveling in the morning on Friday. As we head toward the afternoon, later in the day too, you can see this kind of pinkish, orange, red, kind of a combo of all those there. It's not a lot. You can see precipitation will not be heavy at the end of the day, Friday, but if it is a freezing mix, evening commutes could be slick. Then it kicks more into gear for Friday night and into Saturday, particularly along the Lake Superior shores. Not quite so bad toward the Wisconsin border. But you can see this isn't blue. It stays that kind of pinkish look there, and that's why the threat of freezing precipitation continues through Saturday morning. Tapers off, but it could be pretty icy there for Saturday morning. Here comes the next round Saturday night. It looks like mainly snow with the freezing precipitation toward the south. Snowfall amounts, notice big changes from yesterday. Not nearly as much snow expected for a Sunday, and these numbers actually continue to drop. It's looking more like a ice event than a snow event. Ice into Saturday morning, you can see could be some decent amounts here, including Marquette toward Whitefish and along the Wisconsin border. We'll have more on this, of course, for tomorrow, but get ready for a large variety of weather and some icy conditions, particularly Friday night and into early Saturday morning. A winter storm watch is in effect for the Upper Peninsula right on through the Saturday morning hours, Friday afternoon into Saturday morning. And mainly snow on Sunday, light accumulations here, and then we'll get some flurries into early next week.
The Trump administration is planning big cuts to the Department of Veterans Affairs with a goal of returning to 2019 staffing levels. But some are concerned what those layoffs and other changes could mean for veterans' access to mental health care. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon spoke with those close to the issue and is live with more details. Brendan, good evening.
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening. Well, this is really sort of a two-pronged issue. First, you have different mental health professionals who typically provide those services remotely, now required to return in person, and some are worried that can really compromise the quality of the care that they can provide. The second, of course, as you mentioned, those massive amounts of layoffs, which others are worried could mean less professionals to answer the call when a veteran is in crisis.
Every day, 19 veterans are taking their own lives. So the programs are absolutely critical.
Former Navy SEAL Tom LaGrave says he and other veterans have not felt the impacts of federal downsizing, but concerns are growing.
We're hearing the downsizing, and that creates anxiety with I and the rest of the veterans that I've been speaking with, because we don't know what that means as to whose job is at stake, because all of them are wraparound to serve us because we served our country.
By the end of the year, the Trump administration plans to lay off as many as 80,000 VA employees.
The past few months, thousands of VA employees have been fired and many more are on the chopping block. Suicide and crisis hotline staff have been scrambling to answer calls amid a hiring freeze.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand warning today that the impacts could be catastrophic on veteran care.
By gutting the Department of the Veterans Affairs, the Trump administration is leaving these brave heroes in the dust.
Mental health professionals who reach patients remotely are being called to return to the office. Some worry the change will compromise patients' privacy and quality of care.
Sensitive telehealth appointments from crowded offices, compromising patient privacy and potentially violating professional mental health care standards.
We want to work directly with our veterans, providing the best care we can provide for them because they've earned it.
Congressman Mike Kelly says supporting veterans is a bipartisan issue. He says he's unaware of any tangible, harmful impacts from federal downsizing.
I want to talk to somebody. If they've lost something, I want to know about it because, to my knowledge, that has not happened.
And Kevin, the VA's objective is to cut enough employees to return to 2019 staffing levels of just under 400,000. That means cutting tens of thousands of positions that were added when the VA was extended during the Biden administration. Of course, if you or a veteran you know is struggling with mental health, that veteran crisis line is 988. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much. And coming up next, we go over the data showing more colon cancer in younger Americans. And we'll hear how the city of Escanaba is looking to bring more businesses into the area. We'll be right back.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health. Bringing out the better in all of us.
Chelsea Handler is back on J-Hood.
What you consider a red flag? I don't like when men walk around whistling. It's like, why? Adult braces, at a certain point, just stick with what you've got.
Plus,
you were named CNN's Hero of 2024. I can't believe it.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back, but now with Skyrizi, I'm all in. Thanks to Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin, and many even achieved 100% clear skin.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi today.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
The UP is a great place, but sometimes the weather changes quickly. You'll always be ready with the WZMQ 19 mobile app. Available free right now from the App Store. Your local weather power tool from WZMQ 19. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. With early onset colorectal cancer increasing among younger Americans, doctors at Johns Hopkins are investigating why this is happening. During Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month, Natalie Brand has the story of a young woman who's trying to raise awareness about the importance of early detection.
Maggie Sweeney looked like the picture of health and happiness in her early 30s, newly married and traveling for her honeymoon.
I was always kind of having to stop and go to the bathroom. I thought it was IBS.
Symptoms that had been going on for years, ranging from abdominal pain to blood in her stool. Initially, primary care physicians thought the issues could be related to diet. Sweeney finally pushed for a colonoscopy. She was diagnosed with colorectal cancer at age 32.
I was still surprised to learn it was cancer and frustrated with myself to know that it had been a long time that I was experiencing that.
Doctors note an alarming increase in colorectal cancer in adults 18 to 50, now the leading cause of cancer death in men under 50 and the second leading cause in women of the same age, according to the American Cancer Society.
We don't know what the underlying cause is.
Dr. Nilo Azad of Johns Hopkins Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center says the majority of young patients do not have a family history, prompting researchers to look at other factors.
Is it the amount of alcohol that people are consuming? Is it the actual diet? We have an obesity epidemic in the United States.
What would you tell younger patients who are starting to have some digestive symptoms?
So we have to keep a high index of suspicion that someone, even in their 30s and 40s, when they have changes in their GI system, that this could be cancer.
Maggie Sweeney's cancer was fought with an immunotherapy treatment, radiation, and surgery.
I feel lucky to have my late 30s and 40s and just the rest of my life ahead of me.
A reality possible by pushing for answers when she knew something felt off.
The American Cancer Society recommends adults at average risk start screening for colorectal cancer at age 45. The city of Escanaba is making progress on redevelopment projects, bringing new businesses to the area. Today, the city's Brownfield Redevelopment Authority approved an amendment to a plan for the former Dunham site inside the Delta Plaza Mall. While the city does not know which organization is looking to use the vacant space, negotiations are underway with a potential national tenant.
The mall's done a really good job of filling all their spaces and really, reorganizing to make that all happen. The City of Escanaba Brownfield Authority has really been pretty active over the last couple of years, and we're showing that we're very capable of handling this kind of project.
The Redevelopment Authority also met with representatives from Quick Trip, which is taking over the former Super One lot. The company is set to start its first physical work on the property in the coming weeks. Mike Ludlam has your sports headlines. When we come back, Michigan Tech standout basketball player Marcus Tomaszek is getting even more awards for this past season. And Mike has the highlights from last night's women's basketball semifinal between Grand Valley and Pittsburgh State.
Trade wars, government layoffs, and a jumpy stock market. So how do Americans feel about the economy and their wallets? And we go to Seattle for our Eye on America to see how a former major leaguer is making parents and kids feel like all-stars all the time. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Here's a business looking for a customer. Here's a customer looking for a business. And that's where the Better Business Bureau comes in. The BBB connects people with businesses they can trust. That's why 80% of people choose BBB accredited businesses over non-accredited ones with the same A+ letter rating. Live happily, better after. Always look for the sign of a better business because it's looking out for you. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
This is a powerful place. In this chamber, decisions are made every day. Decisions that impact your life, your friends, family, and neighbors. Your life can be changed by what happens here. I'm 19 News' Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy. I report to you, tracking votes, new laws, and policies that change lives in the Upper Peninsula. The only place to see what's happening in Lansing is right here.
Sophia Murphy reports, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
The Window Store Home Improvement Center is your clear choice for quality products and expert installation. We have a thorough and seamless process, start to finish. From the moment you meet our friendly staff, you'll be amazed by their attention to detail. Our team of experienced professionals take pride in their work. And with our 2-year warranty on all installations, you'll have peace of mind knowing your investment is protected. Plus, we service the entire Upper Peninsula. Your clear choice is the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. The NMU lacrosse team has a series at home. The Wildcats host Davenport tomorrow and highly regarded Grand Valley State on Sunday. Wildcats head coach Lindsey Mackerzak says you can't find teams that are so opposite from one another.
Their two best players are both 5 foot or under. So going from guarding these killer little attackers, but that are so small, you have to, and we have 2 6-foot defenders, to really put yourself in body positioning to not just constantly foul, because you're literally going to foul them if you don't actually take the time to be low enough. Going from that to then playing Grand Valley's probably average height is 5'9", as Davenport plays a backer zone, so you have to pass more through their defense, which is something that we struggle with, and then Grand Valley plays a man defense more similar to us, which I would say we can score on, but Indy played that, and we certainly couldn't. So I think we got a lot of different prep to do this week, and unfortunately, it's going to be very different for both teams.
Tomorrow's match with Davenport begins at 5 p.m. Sunday's contest with Grand Valley State starts at noon. As Sonny and Cher used to sing on CBS television, and the beat goes on, na 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 na. Michigan Tech junior guard Marcus Tomaszek has been named Division II Conference Coaches Association All-America First Team. Tomaszek previously was named the D2 CCA Midwest Region Player of the Year and the GLIAC Player of the Year. Tomaszek is the first CCA All-American selection for Tech since Kyle Monroe in 2019 and 20. In case you don't remember, Tomaszek's been a 5-time Offensive Player of the Week, a 1-time National Player of the Week, and he scored 23.2 games per contest this season. NCAA Division II women's basketball semifinal from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania last night. Pittsburgh, no H, of Kansas in black against Grand Valley State. Tied to start the fourth quarter. Escanaba grad Nicole Kameen gets the pass near the free throw line, sprints past her defender for the lap to give GVSU a 48-46 lead. After a Gorillas air ball, Kameen drives to the hoop but misses. However, GLIAC Player of the Year, Riley Bisbal, puts that one in. A 4-point lead. Bisbal has 17 points and 5 rebounds. 2 possessions later, a steal. Then Avery Canaba would find Kameen for another layup, 52-46 Grand Valley. And then Paige Van Steen made a couple of free throws for an 8-0 run. Pittsburgh State regrouped. Grace Pyle, a double screen and a 3-pointer. She finished with 25. Gorillas back within 58-56. But Kameen, 16 seconds later, the crossover dribble right to the hoop for another left-handed layup, 60-56 Lakers. Next sequence, Pittsburgh State's Savannah Campbell found Corinna Gerber for the short jumper. Gerber had 13. Lakers lead down to 2 again. Under 2 minutes to go, Mike Williams, the coach, sees Kameen block a shot by Grace Pyle. Then Ellie Drosty's pass is tipped on the same possession. Kameen makes the catch, steamrolled her way to the bucket for another lefty hoop, 62-58 Lakers. They added 6 more free throws, 2 by Kameen, and held on for the 68-61 victory. Kameen scored 12 of her 21 points in the final 10 minutes. Grand Valley will meet California State at Dominguez Hills in the final tomorrow at 7 o'clock. The Toros eliminated Union, Tennessee 68-50 in the other semifinal. Other things taking place right now, the Michigan State hockey team has a 2-1 lead over Cornell after 1 period in the Toledo Regional. And Major League Baseball, most of the teams opening up today. Milwaukee down 4-2 in the 9th inning to the New York Yankees. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Mike, and we'll have a final look at weather after this.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Hey, there he is. Let's do this.
Hey, you ready? Yeah.
You're up, guys. All right.
Now get 2.99 APR financing on a new built-in-the USA Tundra, or up to $3,000 customer cash, or lease a new Tundra from just $449 a month.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Yeah.
Come on.
Toyota, let's go places.
I thought it was just a rash, but it had a bullseye ring around it. My doctor said it was a tick bite. Luckily, we caught it early.
Ticks found in tall grass around your home can spread Lyme disease and other illnesses, which can lead to chronic health issues. The CDC estimates nearly 500,000 people across the country are diagnosed with Lyme disease each year.
I didn't understand why my brother was having so many asthma flare-ups. Sometimes he couldn't breathe. Turns out a roach problem at home was triggering it.
Allergens left behind by dust mites, roaches, and rodents are a major driver of asthma attacks, especially in children.
When I had a fever, body aches, and fatigue, I never thought it would have been West Nile virus. All it took was a mosquito bite while gardening.
Mosquitoes spread West Nile virus and many other diseases, and they can breed in standing water around your home. Protect your family from pests. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
Winter storm watch is in effect for the whole Upper Peninsula from Friday around May into Saturday morning. Not so much for the snow. This time it's the potential for some decent ice. From Friday midday until Saturday morning, you can see we are expecting some ice, and there could be some good accumulation of ice, especially along the shores of Lake Superior. That could include Marquette as well. So we'll be watching that and updating you for later on tonight and into tomorrow. Kevin?
Tom, thanks very much. And finally tonight, Jeff and John's Record Show is back in season at the Ordock Brewing Company. From today until Sunday, thousands of vinyl records, CDs, and cassette tapes will be on sale. The shows have been ongoing since 2013, with 4 others planned at the Ordock this year. Along with the record show, this weekend at the brewery will include an assortment of live music, trivia, and a cartoon watch party.
This is a 4-day, 50-hour show, so there's definitely plenty of time to explore, ask questions. Been having some great conversations this morning about David Bowie, Led Zeppelin, Paul McCartney and Wings. It's a great start to the day.
Show will be open from noon to close until Sunday. That's all we have for now. We'll see you later tonight.